Hey, peace and blessings and shalom to the family. Let's go. Come on in, family. Let's go. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let's go. Let's go, family. There's still work to be done. I know everybody's looking and reacting to the news that's coming over the news wire about Kobe Bryant. I know everybody's talking about that on social media, you know, and I'll address that really quickly when everybody comes in. But we still have work to do. We still have conversations that have to be had. So I need for y'all to come on in, man. Come on in. Come on in. And on your way in my house, as always, I ask you brothers and sisters to hit the like button and show your brother Priest Dan some love. You heard? Hit the like button and show your brother some love as you come in the house. All right, I'm going to wait for a few of y'all to come in, and we're going to get this thing started. You heard? All right. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's well. All praise to the Most High God for another day. And definitely thanks to the Most High for life, brothers and sisters, especially on a day like today. All praise to the Most High for life, right? Sometimes things like this happen to remind you how precious life is and how quickly life could be taken away from you, all right? But we're going to wait for everybody to come in. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in, hit the share button. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We're going to talk about it real quick before we get into this debate, but y'all see the topic. If you know somebody that'd be interested in this topic, tell them to come on in. Here we go.
And I beheld heaven open, and behold a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
So you better lace your stress up. We're at war. So you better lace your stress up. This is war. So you better lace your stress up. We're at war. So you better lace your stress up.
Big tanks, warships, and planted hands of small chips. North Korea, Russian spies, war is at our doorstep. History doesn't lie, they beat the slaves with horse whips. So I think it's only right we pay them back with small tax. End of time, spoken of, it's gonna get a little warm. Daniel 7 started 8, judgment of the little warm. That beat us down, held us back, called us by obscenities, prepared us a table in the presence of our enemies and paid them back. They argue that the earth is flat, our babies dying, mothers crying, cities full of murder, black, Hispanics too, they hate you too. Edomites are not your friend, harmless smile behind the scenes, they tracking you through iPhone 10 technologies, through policy, we served them since the colonies, this ain't our rest, my mind is right, this place is hell, I'm not at ease, I swear an oath, with every breath I promise to defend the law, sword is sharpened, armored up, I'm calling for the men of war.
Lace your stress up. We're at war. So you better lace your stress up. This is war. So you better lace your stress up. We're at war. So you better lace your.
All right, family, what's going on? Shalom, shalom, shalom to everybody. Welcome to another edition of Maccabees TV. This is your brother, Priest Daniel, Alliance of Israel, Maccabees Alliance Council. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I know there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I want to say shout out to everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's watching. Shout out to Chocolate City Girl. Shout out to Nation, my moderator. Shout out to Nation of Kings and Priests. Shout out to Lawyer Kahan, my moderator. Shout out to everybody in the building. As you brothers and sisters come in, you know the drill already. As you come into the house, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all show y'all brother Priest Dan some love. One moment. Let me just say shalom to everyone. All right. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the video. We're going to have a conversation this afternoon. We're going to have a conversation this evening, right? So we know right now, everybody's preoccupied with what's going on in the news, right? Everybody's seeing what's going on with the dude Kobe Bryant. Everybody's seeing that, you know, he passed away today, and his daughter also, right? So this is what I want to say to y'all, Israel. I'm going to be brief. I'm going to be quick. And probably at some point or another through the live stream, I'm going to make the same statement again. Israel, we have to be careful when it comes to what we post and what we say on social media. Sometimes we are too quick to go on social media and give an opinion that's not based on fact. We don't know what happened fully yet. About an hour and a half ago, they were saying that his wife was on the plane with him. And then the story came out, his wife was not on the plane with him. It was actually his daughter, right? So we got to be careful about what we post. My advice to Israel is, before you give an opinion about what you think, conspiracy, not conspiracy, sacrifice, not sacrifice, why don't you give it a day or two and allow for the story to play itself out before you give an opinion? Look at the news reports. Now, we don't trust the news. We see what the news just did to us as Israelites. We know. But allow the story to play itself out a little bit before you give an opinion one way or another, so you're not reactionary. We as Israelites, we are not reactionary. Stop being reactionaries. All right, that's all I'm going to say. There's a lot of things that could go on. We're looking at what happened with LeBron last night, passing the scoring title, you know, passing him on the all-time scoring list. And tonight is the Grammys, and I'm hearing all the conspiracies, and they may very well be true or not true. But allow the story to unfold and play itself out, so you don't play yourself by saying something that's not true. People were sharing all types of stories. I saw people going live on YouTube saying that his wife was on a plane with him, only to have to change the title of the video midway because it wasn't true. It wasn't his wife, it was his daughter. So just be wise. Allow the story to play out. Remember, the media that's reporting the story is the same media that makes everybody that's doing these acts now in the news Israelites. Everybody that goes out and shoots somebody, everybody that goes out and bombs somebody is an Israelite. But they're not Israelites, right? It's the same media, right? So I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, proceed cautiously. That's what I want to say. Right. Sheila Clayton said, be wise. And that's correct. Be wise in this time, all right? So with that being said, brothers and sisters, we still have a job to do, right? We're still here. We're still in the land of the living. We still have a job to do. We still have conversations that we need to have, right? So today we're going to have a conversation, and maybe this conversation can kind of take your mind off all the sensationalism that's going on in the media, and you can revisit the story of Kobe tomorrow once the dust settles a little bit more and you find out more. 1 minute they say Rick Fox was on the plane with him. Next minute we're hearing Rick Fox was not on the plane with him. So we don't know. So in the meantime, we still have work to do. So with that being said, I have now YirMeYAH says it's truth, not conspiracy. Maybe so, but the story's been changing. It's been fluid over the last couple of hours. We're hearing all types of things, and there's some disinformation that people are sharing. So what I'm saying is that let's let the dust settle before we start doing amateur reporting on it, and then we play ourselves. We have to come back and take back something that we said. That's all I'm saying. Use wisdom. Anybody that chooses not to use wisdom, that's on you. I gave you advice. You could take my advice or leave it. I saw the cartoon too, bro. I saw it. But I'm still going to wait. I'm going to be careful with what I said. With that being said, we're going to move on. For those of you brothers and sisters that are interested, we still have conversations that have to be had. So I had two brothers on the platform today that want to have a discussion. They want to have a debate concerning our forefather Abraham. So you brothers and sisters see the title. For those of y'all that's coming into the house, y'all just coming in, please hit the like button. Please share this video. We're going to continue to do what we do as Israelites, and we'll go back and we'll revisit that story later on or tomorrow once the dust settles. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring my two guests into the house. Okay. Brothers and sisters, I have my brother YirMeYAH as always. Please say YirMeYAH. That's my brother. All right. He's part of the Lions Den Debate League. The brother right now, man, I'm going to call him a champ, man. I'm going to call him a champ. And I also have my brother, Daron Tillis. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow each brother an opportunity to introduce themselves in case you brothers and sisters are not familiar with either one. I'm going to allow each brother 2 minutes to introduce themselves to the people. You can say your organization, who you're with, etc., and give people a little bit of background about yourself, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to start off with Brother YirMeYAH. Brother Daron, if you can mute your mic. Brother YirMeYAH, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours. You got 2 minutes. Go.
Con, man. First and foremost, man, I want to give all praise and glory to the Abanawa Yahweh Ba'Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. That's the Most High in Christ, right? We're going to do all things in the name of our Savior. This is why we're here. This is our purpose, right? So, want to shout out to the Lions Den. This is a Lions Den production and connection with Maccabees TV. Shout out to the Lions Den. And who am I? My name is YirMeYAH. Please say the Yah. I am the Lions Den Debate League champion, right? So we've been doing a lot of work on our side in regards to bringing forth the information to the people. And as we continually put the Bible at the forefront of these discussions, right? And this is what we do, right? So if you want to be involved or get involved in the Lions Den, contact us. We have multiple channels on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel, Lions Den Debate League, right? So you can reach out to those channels. I myself represent the House of the Redeemed Servant located out of Oklahoma City. I am also a senior officer over the Office of Accountability with the Masharah Yasha'Allah. And we've been doing work continually trying to sound the trumpet for the restoration of the nation of Israel, which we are a part of. We are the children of Israel. I yield.
Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. My name is Daron. I come teaching about whom is called I. I is the Most High, the Creator. It sounds foreign to most because myself pretty much is the one that teaches about I. I'm thankful for the platform, brother, and also Brother YirMeYAH for inviting me in for this conversation. Also, I'd like to take a moment, brothers and sisters, to give my condolences to the Bryant family. Myself also as a father, I have 2 girls, 3 sons. So, you know, that must be pretty hard on them. So I wanted to just take that moment to give that to them. My teachings are based from the Bible, from the Quran, from common sense for the most part, faculty of reason. Okay, I'll yield the floor.
Okay, excellent. So just to let the brothers and sisters know, we're going to have, this is the way that the debate format that they agreed to is going to work. We're going to have 3 10-minute rounds that are going to be based on the subject matter, which is the title. After we have the 3-minute rounds, we will have a Q&A where the 2 participants, the 2 debaters, can ask questions of each other. And then afterwards, then we will take questions from the audience, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into this, brothers and sisters. We're going to jump right into the debate topic, all right? Who is the chosen seed of Father Abraham? So the debaters have already agreed that Brother YirMeYAH is going to go first. So without further ado, Brother YirMeYAH, whenever you're ready, you can start, and you have 10 minutes. Now, just to let the 2 debaters know, if you brothers are in the midst of a point, like when you get to your 10 minutes, if you're in the midst of a point, I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm going to at least allow you to complete your thoughts and not interrupt you in the middle of your speech. So I'm going to give you brothers and sisters it's brothers and sisters. I'm going to give you 2 brothers a little bit of a grace period. All right. Just to let you brothers know what we're doing. Okay. All right. So YirMeYAH, yes, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours. You can start.
All right. So I want to share my screen. I want to share my screen. All right. All right, so it's very important, family, that we understand that we are yielded we must yield ourselves to the Most High's word. We cannot change the Most High word in order to fit a narrative in which we believe is correct. Okay? My word is not superior to the words that's in the Bible. Neither is this brother's word superior to what we find in the biblical text. If you're a Bible believer, then you must believe in the book. All right? I believe that there's no contradictions in the book. I believe the book is translated from the ancient writings of our people. When I say our people, I mean the children of Israel. All right? So it's very important that you understand that. So when we're looking at identifying the chosen people, identifying the people of Israel today, who are the seed of Abraham, right? So first we have to understand what is the purpose of selecting a chosen seed. Well, first of all, let's understand what is seed. What does that word mean? All right, that's Strong's H2233, and it means offspring, descendant, and children, right? And paucity. So what does that mean? Future generations of people. So as we can understand this, we can have the proper understanding of the direction that we're going. So we're talking about descendants, right? So it says also here, what people don't understand, they try to separate the Bible from science, but the Bible deals with science as well. So we're looking at behavioral, we're looking at behavioral courting and analyzing genetic influence of behavior. How does genetics influence people's behaviors, right? So first thing we want to look at is a very important part of the study in human behavior is performing observation. This is what I teach brothers and sisters, that observational science is very important, right? This is the most tangible science because this is something that we can look at ourselves. It says the behavior of an individual or groups of individuals within a particular social context, in context of interest, such as the classroom, playground, peer groups, the home, clinic, or the workplace, can be recorded and coded. Each code is used to mark the occasions of specific behaviors or sets of behaviors, right? So the genetic influences on behavior, all behavioral traits and disorders are influenced by genes. It's very important. So when the Most High looked down, him having the foresight on a person's behavior and the things that he would do and the kind of spirit that he would have, we have to ask ourselves, why was Abraham chosen out of all men on the face of the earth at his time? It's very important that we understand this. This is Genesis chapter 18, verse 19. It says, for I know him, that he would command his children, right? This is genetic influence. This is what he knows about this man, knowing that this gene would be passed to his children and then that to their children. So it says that he will command his children and his households after him, and they shall keep the ways of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham with that which he has spoken of him. Moving on. Genesis chapter 21, verse 9 through 10. It's important. Why? Verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, right? Shalakia, let me go here first. Let me come back to that. Let me go here first. Genesis chapter 26, verse 5, it says, because what? Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, statutes, and my laws. These are genetic traits that we find in a person that can be passed on to their children. It's very important that we understand this. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 through 2. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house This is something that is very difficult that we have to take in consideration. What if someone told you to leave your city? What if the Most High told you to move on from your father's house? How easy of a transition would that be? But we see within the genetic traits of Abraham, he had the ability to follow and obey. This is something that was passed down genetically to his children. Unto the land that I will show thee. This requires what? Faith, right? Verse 2, and I will make thee of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. This was the promise of a blessing based upon Abraham's ability to submit and be obedient unto the Most High's word. Genesis chapter 12, verse 4. So Abraham departed as the Most High had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Hebron. So we see that he actually followed the commandments. He actually followed the orders of the Most High. Genesis chapter 12, verse 7, and it says, and the Lord appeared unto Abram and said unto thy seed, right? We established what seed was. Unto the future generations will I give this land. What land? The land, the so-called land of Canaan, right? So we need to find out, is that land been given to the children of Israel, or was it given to the children of Ishmael? We have to take this in consideration. And there built an altar unto the Most High who appeared unto him. So now, as we move on, we can see a covenant, because that was a promise to the seed, but the seed was not identified in the 12th chapter. Let's go on to the 17th chapter, and let's find out, was a seed identified, right? Genesis chapter 17, verse 2 through 8, and I will make my covenant between me and thee, and I will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations, not one nation, but many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. Verse 6. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee.
2 minutes.
All right. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee, and their generations, and all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and it will be there, and I will be their God. Genesis chapter 17, verse 17, and it reads, then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? He was astonished at the prophecy of the blessing that he was blessing upon him and Sarah, right? As we know that Ishmael is the son of Hagar, not Sarah. So it says here in verse 19, and the Most High God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, not Ishmael, Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant. For how long? An everlasting covenant. And with his seed after him. Verse 20. And as for Ishmael, see, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. And 12 princes shall he begat, and I will make him a great nation. But, verse 21, my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
Time. All right. All praises. That was great, Brother YirMeYAH. So with that being said, I'm going to take you out. And Brother Daron, whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir.
The floor is yours.
I'd like to say peace and blessings again, brothers and sisters. And I would just want to reiterate that I speak of and I teach of is I. When you hear myself saying I'm referring to the Most High. I must state that. So myself is not I. I am an intricate part of what I has brought to myself. All right. Let's start in Matthew 22:37. Let's lay a foundation. Jesus replied, "Love I, whom you call the Most High, with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments." This is not a debate, okay? What that means is devil's bait, okay? But a family conversation. This brother, Yah, is my brother, but his belief is Jacob, and mine is of Esau. And where myself comes from, it's the job to raise up the little brother when they have become errant in their ways. Please, as a servant of the word of I, listen with a circumcised heart. Pull back the foreskin and listen with the purity in your heart, so the light of truth may shine in. Let's go to Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge. Because they have rejected knowledge, I will also reject them. That they will be no priest to me, seeing that they have forgotten the law of I, will also forget the children of Israel. All right, I want to set a foundation because a lot of times when you hear words, people don't know definitions of words or they assume they know them. And there's many definitions to words, but I'm going to do that because I know as a young child, every day I had to learn a word or have a spelling bee and know the meaning of it. All right, so the first one is I. It's an imaginary unit, also known as a symbol of current, one who is independent. There's only one that is independent. Now, in these definition, I will iterate in there. There's only one that is independent, I. In the spiritual term, it means alignment with truth in self, mentally and emotionally. Is not a description of who you call God. Within your imagination, the act or power of forming a mental image of something not present to the sense, the essence of faith. Okay, we have 6 senses. I talked about the brother earlier. We know most of us know 5 of them: hear, smell, touch, taste, see. But the 6th one is where we have an issue at, and that is called the faculty of reasoning. To be able to reason within yourself if it's true or not. Okay. The next definition is truth. That which is true or in accordance with the fact of reality. There is another definition which has caused controversy. A fact or a belief that is accepted as true. Just because you choose to accept something does not make it true without measure. You must test truth and it must add up to be validated. Today myself employs you to examine every word that proceeded out of my mouth from I. Next one is lie. An intentional false statement and being deceptive and also misleading. If you test a lie, it will develop a liar. If the truth is not in them, and it will do everything to keep the lie alive at all costs. The most dangerous virus known to man. Then you have the word virgin. An unmarried female with a child. Then you have the word seed, a man's semen. Spiritually, a word is also a form of a seed as an ideal conceived in your mind. Perdition, to destroy. Covet, to desire what belongs to another. Culpable, meaning if something was done wrong and you know it and done nothing to rectify the injustice, you have become culpable and guilty by association. Thou shalt not covet. Birthright, a particular right or possession or privilege. One has formed birth, the eldest child, a natural or moral right possessed by everyone. Why would you want my birthright if you already have your own from the Most High? Think about that. Theft by deception, purposely obtaining property of another by deception. The intent to steal and knowing you're doing harm to another. Patience, the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble or suffering without getting angry or upset. Forbearance. Alignment, arrangement in a straight line or in correct or appropriate relative position of agreement, doing things in order, free from chaos. Detour, a long roundabout route that is taken to avoid something or to visit somewhere along the way, aka a diversion, a deviation from true alignment. Attributes, a quality or feature regarded as a characteristic or inherent part of someone or something. We can get that from parents or family members, or you can pick it up from people you associate yourself with. Hexagon has 6 sides that are all congruent or equal in measurement. Also, the root word hex means cast a spell on, bewitch, a magical spell, or a curse. The Star of David, the flag of Israel. There is no record anywhere of one 6-pointed star in the heavens. That flag is make believe and counterfeit, and the Most High rejects it. When the Most High told Abraham, count the 5-pointed stars, which indeed you can count them, then said to Abraham, so shall your offspring be there, or any be there for the, be there are only 5-pointed stars in the heavens, the celestial bodies. Top, which is the point from our heads. Then you have 2 side points, which are our arms. Then you have the 2 bottom points, which are our legs. The flag of Israel has an extra point. It is your lower nature of us, our sexual organ, the head of destruction when you think with it. Would like my brother to prove the existence of a 6-pointed star in the constellation. And make sure he gets to do this during our question and answer segment. Another word, gospel, a good spell, a reasonable or relatively long spell. Entitlement, the belief that one is inherently deserving or privileged or special treatment over another. Iniquity, immoral or grossly unfair behavior, weakness, and sinfulness. Probability, the chance that a given event can occur. Let me give you one. He wrestled with an angel, whom is Lucifer, the morning star. Remember, they wrestled all night long to the break of day. The battle was not for Jacob. Everyone right now is thinking, the battle is not yours, Jacob, it's the Lord's. FYI, the Messiah, the Christ. There will be a revealing tonight. Israel, your cover is blown. My brothers, Black Hebrew Israelite, this is not directed to you. You are a casualty of the truth. But if you try and defend these liars, you will fall victim to the plagues that are on the way. You will be a casualty of war against peace. Ephesians 6, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Revelations 18:4. Then I heard another voice from the heavens say, come out of her, my people, for Babylon has fallen, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. America is that Babylon. But if you look, when you see when the imposters and the sons of iniquity deliver speeches in O's house, which is the White House, what flag is alongside the American flag a vast majority of the time? The flag of David.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yes, sir. Genesis 32:24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of the thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and he wrestled within him. Then the man said, let me go, for it is daybreak. But Jacob replied, I will not let you go unless you bless me. Genesis 32:30. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, which means face of God in Hebrew. For I seen the Most High's face to face. He said, and my life preserved. This is the genesis of Israel, the king of liars. Exodus 32:20. And the Most High said, you cannot see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. Got to repeat that. You cannot see my face and live. Hebrews 4, verse 12. For the word of the Most High is alive and active, sharper than the double-edged sword. It penetrates even into dividing soul and spirit, joints and marrow. It judges the thoughts and attitudes of the hearts. Why do you not understand what I'm saying? John 8, verse 4. It is because you are unable to accept my message. You belong to your father, the devil, and want to carry out his desire. He was a murderer from the beginning, from his genesis, refusing to uphold the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks of a native language because he is a liar and the father of lies. Because I speak the truth, you do not believe.
And
How much time I got?
That's your time, bro.
Huh?
That's your time.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, all right, brothers and sisters, that is round number 1 of this discussion. All right. So I want you, brothers and sisters, if you have any questions, there will be a question round where you brothers and sisters will be able to ask your questions. All right. That was round 1. We're going into round 2 of a 3-round debate. Each round is 10 minutes for each participant. So with that being said, I'm going to bring Brother YirMeYAH back in. YirMeYAH, let me reset my clock, and whenever you're ready, your time starts. Go.
Yes. Well, it's very strange to me that the brother, with this whole entire first round, never mentioned to us who are the chosen seed of Abraham. I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, the chosen seed are the children of Israel, right? Jacob, the son of Isaac, right? Isaac, the son of Abraham. The Bible corroborates this. There's a multitude of scriptures that defends this and literally says this verbatim. The problem is with this brother is clearly he has a problem with accepting what the Bible says, right? You want to talk about confusion and people rejecting truth and all that. What truth? I hope you do a better job in the second round, brother, of establishing that, because what truth are you talking about? All right? Because according to my understanding, you claiming that Ishmael is the chosen. So if Ishmael is the chosen, you need to prove that. All right? As I'm going to continue to prove that the chosen are the children of Israel. I want to go back to my share screen. Right? All right, so now, as we can see here, we were reading in Genesis 17, and it spoke about the covenant, and it spoke about Abraham and Isaac. And it says, verse 21, but my covenant will I establish with Isaac, and Sarah shall bear unto thee this time next year, right? And he left off talking with him, and the Most High God went up from Abraham, right? And Abraham took Ishmael, his son, and all that were born in his household, and this was the covenant of circumcision, right? So as we move on here and we take a look at Romans 9, right? And I just want to start from here. I want to read this Romans 9. Romans, right? Romans chapter 9, and it says, starting at the 7th verse, neither because thy are the seed of Abraham, they are all children. Let me read that again. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac, I want to make that clear. In Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of God. Meaning the children that he had with Keturah, right? And the children that he had with Ishmael's mother. Understand this. These are not the children of God, right? So it says, but the children of the promise are actually counted for the seed. For this is the word of promise. at this time I will come, and Sarah, not Hagar, but Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also have conceived by one, even our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, because this brother was speaking about some wickedness and lies and this and that. Understand this. Jacob's position was promised before Jacob came out of the womb. So you can hate all you want the scenario that took place. It's okay. But understand this. This was prophesied. So it says here, as it is, let me go up here. For the children not yet being born, neither having done any good or evil, brother, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, not of firstborn, not of the position of something that you can work for, but of actually the Most High choosing. Why? Because of the genetics and understanding what a person would do based upon his character, which the Most High could see within a person. But of him that calleth, it was said unto her that the elder shall serve the younger. It was said before they were born. This is Genesis chapter 25, for those who don't know. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau, remember, he said he's representing Esau. I'm not representing no damn Esau. Understand that. I'm representing Jacob. But as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? Most High forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Well, who the hell are you to come in here in 2020 and change what the Lord said? Verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. Verse 17. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Verse 18, therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy. So if he want to forgive Jacob, he's going to forgive Jacob. Who gives a damn if you agree or not, brother? The Most High don't care if you agree. That's not right, brother. The Most High don't give a damn if you agree, brother. Understand that. Therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why didst ye yet find fault? For whom he resisted his will. For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but O man, who art thou to reply against God? Shall the thing that is formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Esau, have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? This is light work, man. Understand that. Verse 21, have not the potter, Salakia. Verse 22, what if God is willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endureth with much long suffering, the vessel of wrath fit for destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessel of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory, man. We just have to submit to the Most High's will. We don't get to come in here and change something because we don't feel right. You got to be out of your damn mind, okay? But it says here, and also further in the New Testament in Hebrews chapter 11.
2 minutes, go.
Okay. It says here in Hebrews 11, verse 8, it says, by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out unto a place which he shall after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. What did he do? He obeyed. A lot of you Negroes need to try to learn how to do is obey, man. Stop running your damn mouth like you know something, right? And and he went out not knowing whether he went. Do you have faith enough to do that? Hell no. You got a million damn questions. You want to know every detail. Verse 9. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in the strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac. With who? With Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. Who's the heirs? Isaac and Jacob, brothers and sisters. Verse 10, for he looked for a city which he had founded, whose building and maker is God. Therefore, faith also Sarah, Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Understand that, man. We can't come in here and switch up the scriptures. It said what it says. And I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to be going into the Quran too, that further corroborates what the Bible is saying, that the children of Israel are the chosen people, man.
And that's going to be time, YirMeYAH. That's time. That is time. All right. We got some. It's a fiery conversation. YirMeYAH is coming with that fire. Listen, brothers and sisters, before we continue, as always, I ask you, if you are in the building, I'm asking you, brothers and sisters, YirMeYAH, stop sharing your screen if you could, please. I'm asking you, brothers and sisters, if you're in the building, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Okay? Hit the like button, hit the share button, and let's go. All right, brother Daron, you said you representing Esau. So YirMeYAH was coming with fire. You got 10 minutes to represent Esau with the same fire. The floor is yours. Whenever
I got it, brother. Thank you. Like I established before my time was up, that you can blatantly see that Jacob was a liar. No man can look on the face of the Creator and live. How is that possible? That is a fact. You cannot change the scriptures on that. Now, will a man lie on the Most High? It's on this thing for a person to lie. It's one thing for a person to lie to another person about earthly things. This is done every day, but to lie on the Holy Spirit is blatant blasphemy and sacrilegious. Jacob lied. The seeds of Satan calls it a little lie. Jacob is the incarnation of Satan himself. The only man who submits the angels, we're told to submit the angels, is the Christ or the Messiah, the new Adam, the man raised from the dead, the mind from true power. This will be discussed in a future time, I will. Ask yourself, if Jesus, who is deemed the Son of the Most High, did not see the face of the Most High, then who in this hell is Jacob? And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. A sign of Eve by way of Jacob, the word of the serpent. Ecclesiasticals 8:1. Only the wise of you know what things really mean. Wisdom makes them smile and makes their frowns disappear. Jacob's disobedience. In the beginning, I started out saying, you should want for your brother what you want for your neighbor. And that is a commandment. Myself assures you, a twin brother is closer than any neighbor. Abadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they may kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Why do you have such a malice in your hearts for Esau, O Jacob, and children of Jacob? What has Esau done to Jacob, or you, Hebrew Israelites? Nothing but exists. This man's mere existence makes Jacob and Joseph want to kill his entire bloodline. Your belief sounds like a gang. Listen to this story. There is a family at home sleeping peacefully, the father, the mother, and the son. And a thief breaks in the house and begins to rob them. The man wakes up, confronts him, and a struggle ensues. The mother and the son runs downstairs, and the father is being held at gunpoint. During the struggle, his mask came off. and shocked, they all recognized the father's twin brother. So now, because he is exposed, he has to kill them in his demonic mind. Bang, father first. Bang, then the mother. Next, the child. But wait, why would you want to kill a child? Why would you want to kill the child, whom is the most innocent in the house? Because the son can identify the murderer. The child symbolizes the Messiah, the Christ. In this story, Jacob, aka Israel, is the brother, the killer. He does attempt to murder the child to cover up this massacre. So he and his co-defendants would never be exposed. This is why they wanted the entire bloodline erased. Never. The true chosen seed is Esau, and his seed receives a blessing, and from his blessing, the Messiah will rise, and his people will reclaim the land as promised. The day is here to expose the impostor, and they thought they killed the Messiah, and they did not. Remember this one wise: those who try to save your life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for I will find it. If you're interested in the answer of this parable, leave a comment and myself will respond by I's will. What Lord is this? The Most High would never say that to the chosen seed, the false Israel of God of war. That is completely a contradiction with the commandment. The Most High said, love your brother as you would love yourself. And the word heart is the word ear. Family, let this word enter the ear in your heart. This is the the meaning of circumcision, pulling back the foreskin that has been covering your heart through the fallen man's lies. I heard this somewhere. We keep these commandments, 12 tribes, held high, bring damage. If you ain't about these laws, then you have to vanish. Gonna have to practice what you preach. Sorry, meant rap. Listen to the message from I, O Israel, the seeds of Jacob, Ezekiel 3, verse 1. And the Most High said to them, Son of man, eat what is before you. Eat this scroll, then go and speak to the people of Israel. So I opened my mouth and gave me the scroll to eat. Then the Most High said to me, Son of man, eat this scroll I am giving you and fill your stomach with it. So I ate it, and it tasted as sweet as honey in my mouth. Then the Most High said, Son of man, go now to the people of Israel and speak my words to them. You're not being sent to a people of obscure speech and strange language, but to a people of Israel. Not too many people of obscure speech and strange language whose words you cannot understand. Surely if I had sent you to them, they would have listened to you. But the people of Israel are not willing to listen to you because they are not willing to listen to me. For all the Israelites are hardened and obstinate, but I will make you an unyielding and hardened as they are. I will make your forehead like the hardest stone, harder than the flint. Don't be afraid of them or terrified by them, though they are rebellious people. And I said to me, Son of man, listen carefully and take to heart all the words I speak to you. Go now to your people in exile and speak to them. Say to them, listen, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Whether they listen or fail to listen, the Spirit lifted myself up. You who have ears, let them hear. It is time to remove this good spell known as the gospel. Take it out of your hearts. There are many truths in the Bible, but the problem is it's mixed with many lies, which causes confusion. Who is the author of confusion? There is a saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on myself. Think. Over 465 years ago, when our ancestors lived on their own land and governed our own country, knowing now what we have experienced here in America with our blood running in these streets from our babies to elders, would you want this travesty again? Would you? Would you get on that slave ship called Jesus? Prayerfully, the answer is a unanimous no, because you know how the story goes. They have traded the slave ship Jesus for the slave book called the Bible about Jesus. Both of these devices have held us in captivity, mentally by using the name of Jesus and physically in the bondage under the ship called Jesus of Lubeck, the first slave ship in the year 1555. Listen good. His story, aka history, taught us that the first slave came to Jamestown, Virginia in 1619, on a ship called the White Lion. Genesis 15:13. Then the Most High said to Abraham, know for certain, for 400 years, your descendants will be in a strange land, in a country not of their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation that serve as slaves, and afterwards they will come out with great possessions, and you will go to your ancestors in peace and buried in a good old age. See, that's the end of that verse. See, Judah, you fell asleep with that white lion. Now when it is time, now that the time of bondage is up, history says slavery started in 1619, and the Most High said that it ends in 400 years. Okay, so count with myself. 1619 plus 400 is 2019, but a year must be completed to seal the promise. 2019 plus 1 equals 2020. This is not your Bible gospel. This truth dispels the gospel. Again, remember, the second time is the shame on you. All praises are due to I. This is for the wise listening. Hindsight is 2020. What year is this? 2020 means perfect vision, the day that all seeing I. All praises again are due to I. Revelations 10:10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth, sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. This is referring to the Bible. We eat the words up and it tastes sweet, but as soon as you digest it and all the lies are revealed, it becomes bittersweet. It's time for a renewing of our minds. Matthew 6:5. And when you pray, don't be like the hypocrites. They love to pray standing in synagogues, on the street corners, to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received the rewards in full. This is a direct message to those who claim to be the seed of Jacob. Here's a breakdown in the chapter that I want to show you that it's a lie. Genesis 27 verses 1 through 46. I'm paraphrasing it because I don't have a lot of time. Isaac is an old man, not sure how much longer he has to live. So he calls his firstborn Esau, tells him, my son, go grab your bow and arrow. Who do you think of when you hear bow and arrow? The Indian, the native, aka the red man. Isaac tells Esau, kill me some wild game and fix me a meal, so I may bless you in the presence of the Lord. Esau was obedient and left.
Time.
So you didn't even give me 2 minutes.
It was you.
You didn't even say I had 2 minutes. Well, can I finish this last little piece?
Sure. Go ahead.
Right, thank you.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sorry about
Meanwhile, while Rebecca was in the house being nosy and instantly began to plan to steal Esau's blessing. This shows the blessing is not ordained by the Most High, but by Rebecca. Read Isaiah 55:8-9. So Rebecca recruits Jacob, whom is portrayed as a mommy's boy, at a home in the kitchen with his mother. Rebecca loved Jacob, and she told him, we're going to steal Esau's blessing. Jacob was very docile and timid. Rebecca told Jacob to obey what she was telling him. Jacob replied, but my father will notice that I am not Esau. He is hairy and my skin is smooth. Jacob pleaded with Rebecca, please don't make my please do not make me, my father will view me as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse on myself and not a blessing. She told Jacob, let your curse fall on me and just obey my voice. Her ego is a god in itself. Here is how an innocent child can be ruined by an egotistical mother with evil motive. Jacob obeys his mother and deceives Isaac. Number one, Rebecca, I got just one sentence. Number one, Rebecca cannot take his curse. And two, we know mothers like this today, wanting that her seeds to be successful in drug dealing, etc. Peace. Thank you for that time.
Okay, no problem. Man, this is interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. This is interesting. Listen, it's not interesting. It is interesting. Interesting. So this is the last round, family. And some of y'all been asking me in the chat, what is the title of the debate? Well, it is who is the chosen seed of Abraham? Yeah, that is the title. Yes, it is. That's all I'm gonna say. This is the last round. So I'm going to bring my brother YirMeYAH back up in the building. YirMeYAH, this is the last round. You have 10 minutes. Whenever you're ready, I'm going to go ahead. It's on you, brother. Whenever you're ready, man, go for it.
Listen, family, I really don't know what the hell is going on, okay? Because I had talks with this guy. This guy told me that the chosen seed was Ishmael. But this man is on a damn campaign to prove that he's Esau. I just don't get it, man. Like, what is going on here? If you would have told me that, I would have prepared for Esau, brother. But let me make this clear. This is light work. This is very simple. All right. What did Esau do? Let's make this clear. It was the Most High who said that he hated Esau. Understand that. Let's go to Malachi, man. I mean, God damn. I don't know what the hell is going on with this brother, man. I mean, what? Still yet, he have not told us who is the chosen seed. Is it Esau or is it Ishmael, brother? I mean, which one is it, brother? This is embarrassing. I mean, what the hell is going on here? All right. So now look. All right, Esau. Okay, this brother want to talk about Esau. Okay. All right. So Malachi chapter 1, man. The Bible says the burden of the word of the Lord to who? Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, Israel, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Right? Said the Lord. Who said it? The Lord said it. But I love Jacob, verse 3. And I, right? The great I said, I hate Esau. That's what I said. It's right there in black and white. I said he hates Esau. So I don't know what the hell you talking about, trying to put some campaign, but let me make this clear. Esau is one of the wickedest races on planet Earth. Okay? Let's get some proof here. Now it says, what he asked, what did Esau do to Jacob? What did he do? This is Psalms chapter 137, verse 7, and it says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Who? Edom. In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundations thereof. So Jerusalem was on fire, and Esau was celebrating by saying raise it. When he says raise it, he means burn it down. So he's celebrating the destruction of Jerusalem, God's chosen people. Why would you do that, Esau? What did you do? What did Esau do to Jacob? Let's get further proofs about what did he do. Let's go to the book of Obadiah, family. I mean, this is utterly ridiculous here. Obadiah, okay? Obadiah, which is dedicated to Esau, okay? Obadiah. So it says here, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning who? Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and even an ambassador from the Lord, and ambassador is sent amongst the heathen. Arise and let us rise up against her. Who's her? Edom, in battle. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Right? Esau is greatly despised. Right? The pride of thine heart, who? You, Esau, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, right? Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, dwelleth in clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, who shall bring me down? Thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Who exalt themselves as the eagle? That's a very interesting question. Let's go further into what Esau has done. It says here in verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord? Who said it? The Lord said it. Even destroy the wise men out of Edom. Who said that? The Lord said it. I didn't say it. You can't blame the brother standing on street corners and say they said it. The Lord said it. Okay, what did he say? He said, I will destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of who? Esau, right? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the ends that every one of the mount of who? Esau may be cut off by slaughter. That was the Lord who said that. I didn't say it. The Lord said it. Verse 10. Why is he going to cut off Esau by slaughter? Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, right? Like slave ships, right? Like stop and frisk, like police brutality, okay? Like hangings and lynchings, okay? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. How could you stand and hold the Bible and say, I believe the Bible? Remember, family, he opened up and said, he follows the Bible. That's what he said. How can you hold the Bible, say you follow the Bible, and then announce to the world that you are Esau? You got to be out of your damn mind. What is this, right? So he says, for thy violence. Let's see something else about Esau here. Let's go to Hebrews, the book of Hebrews. What do it say? What else do it say? Hebrews chapter 13. What else do it say about Esau? Very interesting here. This is unbelievable. This took an amazing turn, but let's continue on. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16, and it reads, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. Who? Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Why? Because he didn't give a damn about the birthright. He didn't care about the legacy and the culture and the reputation of his father Isaac. He didn't give a damn about that. He wanted to be damn buddy and damn follow the damn Canaanites. That's what he wanted to do. Okay? So go ahead and do that while Jacob stand up and hold to this culture. Hold to this birthright. Hold to the covenant that the Most High have given unto his chosen, man, which are the children of Israel. And let's go to Psalms 147:19. What does the Lord say here? He says here, 147:19, 147 in the book of Psalms, it says, he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Okay? So nobody else, not Esau, not Ishmael, okay? Nobody else on earth understands this Bible. Why? Because he gave the word to the children of Israel on Mount Sinai. I said I was going into the Quran, didn't I? All right? So let's go into the Quran and let's see what they say about the children of Israel. Do they speak about the children of Israel? Let's see here. Man, got my blood pressure boiling over here, bro. All right, so it says here in the Surah, the cow, 118.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right. It says here, and thou who have known knowledge, why not Allah, Salakia, why does not Allah speak to us? This is the Arabs asking. Why don't Allah speak to us? And why, Salakia, speak to us, or a sign come to us? Even thus, those before them, the likes of what they said, their hearts are all alike indeed. We have made the communication clear for a people who are sure. Who is this people that's sure? I'm going to show you in the Quran here. Let's see who's the people that's sure. Verse 122, it reads, O children of Israel, okay, call to mind my favor which I bestowed upon thee. I have made you excel the nations. That's in the Quran, man. Okay? Because they know that the chosen people are the Israelites. Let's see here. Hold up. They got a whole passage dedicated to Israelites. I'm going to show you all this. This is ridiculous. So who are the chosen? Who are the chosen, brothers and sisters? In a whole thing dedicated to the Israelites. Why is this? Why are these people important, and why are they in the Quran? I don't understand this brother's standpoint. And let's remember, Priest Daniel, Elder, he had extra time, and I want my extra time. All right? He had extra time, and I want my extra time.
You in it now. Go.
Okay, come. All right, so let me share my screen and go back to the scriptures that I wanted to go into, right? All right.
You got you got a minute and a half, bro. So make it condensed. Go.
Right. All right, so it says here in Acts, where it says here that Christ, Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14, what is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. Who is Judah? The son of Jacob. Acts chapter 5, verse 30, the God of our fathers raised up Jesus, who you slew and hung on a tree. He who God exalted at his right hand, making him a prince and a savior to give repentance to who? Israel, and forgiveness of sin. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5 to 9, and it reads, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Verse 6, Keep thou therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation. Shall hear all these statutes and saying, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great who have a God so nigh unto them? And the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon for him. Verse 8, and what nation there is so great that has statutes and judgments and so righteous as all these laws, which I set before you this day. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligent, lest thou forget the things that thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thine heart all the days of thy life.
Time. Okay. Brother Daron, you on the clock. Hold on before you go, though. Brother Daron, before Daron, sorry, I said Daron. Brother Daron, before you go, I do want to say one thing to you real quick that I'm seeing in the chat. This doesn't count against your time. People are asking me where or what you're reading from. So we're all assuming that you have something written on your computer that you're reading because you're not really sharing your screen. I don't know if that's on purpose or you don't know how. I don't know. We can talk about that later. But everybody kind of
I'm giving the verses though.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Everything outside of the verses is from within my thoughts.
Understood.
So that doesn't have to be shared. I'm sharing every verse though.
Understood.
I'm giving the verse and the chapter. So that's all on there.
Okay, understood. So whenever you're ready, the time is yours, the floor is yours. You got the last word, so go.
Okay. First, I'd like to thank Brother Yah for the commercial. Now we back to the main story here. Back to the show now. All right. I was basically stating to you or showing you that Rebecca had done she was basically being a deceiver like Satan. But let me get into this because she deceived Isaac with the son, Jacob. Okay. Galatians 6, verse 7 and 9. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of this flesh reap corruption, by he that is soweth the spirit shall the spirit reap life everlasting. Jacob sowed to the flesh. Now this is myself. Jacob sowed to the flesh of Rebekah, and her decision is about to fulfill the curse of destruction on the seeds of Israel. Now Esau, who obeyed his father and in alignment with the spirit of truth, will reap the everlasting seed, the Messiah, Christ. You can take it or remain in the danger zone. Genesis 3, verse 15. And I will put my enmity between you and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Heel. Wait, did it say heel? Heel. The birth of Esau and Jacob. Genesis 25, 26. After this, his brother came out with his hand grasping Esau's heel, so was named Jacob. Jacob, aka Israel, the spawn of Satan. It tells you right there. It says in Genesis 3:15, and then it jumps to Genesis 25. Somebody's coming to be hanging on to somebody's heel. Again, I'll give you those verses. You can look at them. Genesis 3, verse 15, and Genesis 25:26. People want to believe that Ishmael and Isaac did not get along. Pay attention, brother. Y'all, this is what you've been waiting for. Didn't get along. And that is not true at all. Isaac loved his brother, unlike Jacob and his Hebrew Israelites. Genesis 25:9. His son Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah near Mamre, in the fields of Ephron, son of Zorah, the Hittite. The seeds of Jacob does this because Ishmael is revered in Islam, and they know Islam plays an intricate part in bringing forth the promised seed. If you have a half of a seed and someone has the other half of the seed, and we put them together, now we have the whole seed again. For some, this will be a revelation. And brother Yah, this is definitely going to be a revelation to you. To prove Esau is the seed as well as Ishmael, because you've been wondering where Ishmael was, and he was coming. That's why you must have patience. Never forget this. Most High never, ever makes mistakes. Listen good. Go to Genesis 28, verse 8 and 9. I'll wait a second for this one. Esau then realized how displeasing the Canaanite women were to his father Isaac. So Esau visited his uncle Ishmael's family and married one of Ishmael's daughters in addition to the wives he already had. Her name was Mahlah. She was the sister of Epithe, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son. This is the strongest point of Abraham's bloodline, the reemergence of his seed as one. The Christ comes from royalty. That is why he is a king. Abraham was not royalty, neither was Sarah. So how is this Messiah, Christ, whom is coming, connected to a royal bloodline? Hagar was the Egyptian princess. Her father's name was Pharaoh Dulash. Let's read the very next verse. Genesis 28:10. This is Jacob now. Jacob left Beersheba and set out for Haran. When he reached a certain place, he stopped for the night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones there, put up and under his head and lay down to sleep. Jacob had a dream in which he saw a stairway resting on earth with its top reaching to heaven, and the angels of I were ascending and descending on it. The door is open. The choice is yours. All praises are due to I. I is not a he or a she. I lives in the vessel of males and females. I want to read a story because they talk so much of how this Lord, this God they speak of, does all of this treacherous stuff, but yet forgives Jacob. Now, here's another son of Israel, who is David. I'll read it until my time is up. It's 2 Samuel 11:1. Very interesting for such a peaceful God to bring such death on people. But we're going to talk about it. It happened in the spring of the year, at the time when kings go out to do battle. And David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel, and they destroyed the people of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David remained in Jerusalem. Then it happened one evening that David arose from his bed and walked on the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman bathing, and the woman was very beautiful to behold. So David sent and inquired about the woman, and someone said, "Is this not Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" Then David sent messengers and took her, and she came to him, and they lay with her. For she was cleansed from her purity, and she returned to her house. And the woman conceived, so she sent and told David and said, "I am with child." Then David sent to Joab, saying, "Send me Uriah the Hittite." And Joab sent Uriah to David. When Uriah had come to him, David asked how Joab was doing. and how the people were doing and how the war proposed. And David said to Uriah, go down to your house and wash your feet. So Uriah departed from the king's house, and a gift of food from the king followed, but him. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord, and did not go down to his house. So when they told David, saying, Uriah did not go down to his house, David said to Uriah, did you not come from a journey? Why did you not go down to your house? And Uriah said to David, the ark of Israel and Judah are dwelling in tents, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go to my house to eat and drink and to lie with my wife? As you live and as your soul lives, I will not do this thing. Then David said to him, stay here one more day, and tomorrow I will send you back. So Uriah remained in Jerusalem that day and the next. And David's invitation, he ate and drank with David and made him drunk. But in the evening, Uriah went out to sleep on his mat among the master's servant. He did not go home. In the morning, David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it with Uriah. And it wrote, put Uriah on the front line, on the front where the fighting is firecrest. Then withdraw from him, so he will be struck down to die. So while Joab had the city under siege, he put Uriah at a place where he knew the strongest defenders were. When the men of the city came out of the fought against Joab, some of the men in David's army fell. Moreover, Uriah the Hittite died.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, brother.
Okay.
That's perfect. Joab sent David a full account of the battle. He instructed the messenger, when you have finished giving the king the account of the battle, the king's anger may flare up, and he may ask you, why did you get so close to the city to fight? Didn't you know they would shoot arrows from the wall? Who killed Ambic's son and Jerubestos? Did a woman drop an upper milestone from the wall so that he would die in Thesbis? Why did you get so close to this wall? If he asks you this, say to him, moreover, your servant Uriah the Hittite is dead. The messenger set out, and he arrived and told David everything Joab had sent to say him. The messenger said to David, the men overpowered us and came against us in the open, but we drove them back and to the entrance of the city gate. Then the archers shot arrows at the servants of the wall, and some of the king's men died. Moreover, the servant Uriah the Hittite is dead. David told the messenger, say to Joab, don't let this upset you, that your sword devours one as well as another. Press attack against the city and destroy it. From then, okay, I got just two things. When Uriah's wife heard that her husband was dead, she mourned for him. After the time of mourning was over, David had her brought to his house, and she became his wife and bore him a son. But the thing David had done displeased the Lord. Sounds like he had a heart of Jacob, which was an extension of Rebekah and Sarah's machinacious ways. But this time it reached the ultimate sin, death by way of coveting. This is why you should not covet. I yield.
All righty then. All righty then. Then. I'm gonna bring both brothers back in for a moment. YirMeYAH, you there? YirMeYAH, you there? All right. So now you brother said that was the 3 rounds. Each brother had 3 10-minute rounds. Now the last round is supposed to be a Q&A. Is that where you guys are questioning each other, or is that for the audience to call in? Like, what is the Q&A round? I forgot to ask you, brothers. I'm sorry.
We can mix it.
Yeah, we're gonna question each other, and then we'll bring the audience right on in.
Okay, so before we go any further, this is what I want to ask both of you brothers. This is for both of you brothers, right? People are asking me questions, and I'm hoping that you brothers are willing to ask questions as long as they're not disrespectful to either of you. Is that okay?
Yeah,
of course.
Okay, so Daron, I'm going to start with you, right? And then you brothers can question each other after I ask you this first question. The first question is for you, right? You said that Esau is actually really the chosen, right?
That is correct.
So people are asking, Do you consider, it's a two-part question, really quick. People are asking, do you consider yourself to be an Edomite? Right?
I don't claim Ishmaelites, Edomites, any of that stuff. I do claim that myself is from the lineage of Abraham.
Okay.
As I showed in the last passage, where I showed how Abraham's seed became one again when Esau met with Ishmael's bloodline, and it brought back Abraham's bloodline together.
Understood. Now, the part B to that question, which I was going to ask you, and then I'm going to allow you brothers to question each other. And again, if you don't want to answer, Brother Daron, you don't have to. People are asking a little bit about your background. Like, people are asking, is your father like African American? Is he Latino? Like, what is your father? Do you want to answer that, or you don't want to answer that?
You mean my physical father?
Your physical father that got with your moms and brought you forth. Is he African American?
Yeah, he was black. I'm a black man all day, every day.
Okay, so you got your answer, brothers and sisters. So with that being said, I'm going to fall back.
That man is from Panama. Stop lying, brother.
Hey, listen, I knew you got to watch this guy, because me and him talk offline. So
no, understood.
He's my brother. Like I said earlier, this is a conversation of Esau and Jacob. He's just a little brother and the big brother home now.
Okay. So who wants to? So you guys are going to have a little bit of a back and forth with a Q&A. Who wants to ask the first question to the other guy?
Well, since you started the debate, I think that should be me, right? That's fair.
Yeah.
And YirMeYAH, and how long do you guys want to give each other to answer the question when you ask each other?
We're not gonna make them long. My personal thing, I think we should just like get to the point.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Okay, cool. So go ahead, y'all.
You mentioned that there were no contradictions in the Bible, and I just wanted to get your take on this. Can you see the Lord, the Creator, whom I call I, who you call Yah, face to face?
Can you see him face to face?
Can any human see the Creator of the universe, the Most High, face to face?
No, you can't. And this is the problem, right? So when you go into Colossians, and I'm glad you asked that, because I wanted to deal with that, because you was slinging a lot of mud. So I wanted to deal with that real quick, right? So you have the situation of the walking in the garden. You have the situation of the burning bush, right? And you have other accounts where the scriptures was claiming that God was being communicated with face to face. So what was going on then? Let's see. This is Colossians chapter 1, verse 13. It says, who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear son. His dear son, right? It says, in whom we have redemption through his blood, and even the forgiveness of sin. This is Christ. Verse 15, who is the image. He's the image of the invisible God, which no man have seen him. Of the invisible God, right? The image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. That means that Christ was born. He was there from the beginning. Before the Most High created the heavens and the earth, before things was created on earth, he created Christ. He created the Son and empowered the Son to create the heavens and earth. It tells you this right here. In whom by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible, though they be thrones or dominions, principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. So when you see those things of interaction claiming to be God, those are the interactions with the Son, who's the image of the invisible God.
All right. Who named Abraham from Abram to Abraham? That was God, right? Then Sarah to Sarah. Now you have Jacob to Israel. Okay. So I understand you went over there and tried to take it away from the question, but it was Jacob that said he saw God face to face. We're not talking about the Son of Man, or whom you call the Christ. And I explained that earlier, that even the Son of Man or the Christ never seen him face to face. So my question to you was, which you did not stay on topic, was how did Jacob see? Listen to my question. Jacob said he saw God face to face.
You said even the Christ haven't seen him face to face?
No man has seen. No, it says, the word says, no man has seen him face to face. Christ is a man, right? Okay, so no man.
Okay, so can you read a scripture for me?
No, I'm not reading scripture. You know what you know how I am about that. You can read it, but I don't read. I don't work for no. Listen to my statement, brother. You already know this. I don't work for nobody. If you want to read it, read it.
All right. Well, when it's my turn, I'm coming right back to it. Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Gentlemen, 1 second. Now, Daron, you actually asked 2 questions in a row. But I want YirMeYAH to answer that because that's an important question. So answer the question, and then I want YirMeYAH to ask you a question. All right? So
he can ask me too. I just wanted him to answer the question. He did.
That's cool. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Right. So, family, the brother said, no man has seen the Father, even Christ have not seen the Father. But yet, right here in St. John's chapter 1, verse 18, it says, no man have seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he have declared him. So the Son is actually in the bosom, and he himself have seen the Father, because he was there from the beginning. St. John's 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This word God simply means Elohim, or powers, meaning Christ is one of the powers, one of he's under the Father. He's not equal with the Father. He's not beside the Father. He's under the Father. He is a creation of the Father. And he created everything else via the power of the Father.
Okay,
I'm not asking the question.
All right, sorry. Go ahead, Daron, real quick. Go ahead.
No, I'm not asking the question. But then again, if you're in the womb, you're not seeing anything. That's the womb is the darkness. So I don't even, like I said, and he started out saying, and no man has seen the Father. So you can't, nowhere in that text did he read where it said he's seen him. He said he was in the womb of. Okay, that's it. I mean, I just wanted to put that out there because you can't put that Spengali on it with myself on the line. But go ahead, brother.
Right, YirMeYAH. So ask your question. Let's move on.
All right. My question is, do you believe the Bible?
I'm glad you asked that question because I want you to go back. I don't like to call people liars, but you did lie. And you said that I said that I believe the Bible. And if you would have been paying attention in my text, I never said I believe the Bible because I said that it has truth and it has lies in it. It is a book of confusion. So next time, wait. You, whoa. Wait a minute. Wait, I didn't stop you when you were talking. Wait a minute. I did not stop you when you were talking.
Wait.
I waited till you finished. Then I said something. Brother, hold. See, you're decorum.
Hold on.
Hey, moderator, can you tell him?
I'm trying to get it. Hold on a second.
Tell him, hold on. Somebody strap him down. I ain't done yet.
YirMeYAH, let him.
Don't try to throw my conversation.
No doubt. YirMeYAH.
That's not cool. I didn't do that to you.
You're right.
Never did that.
You're right. YirMeYAH, let him answer. And because he asked.
No. Can you ask me the question again? I forgot.
Okay, so rephrase your question, YirMeYAH, and then let him answer. Go ahead. Rephrase your question. Go ahead.
I just simply asked you, do you believe in the Bible?
Okay, thank you. And I simply said that there's nowhere on this audio that myself said I believed it. But you, sir, you said that I said I believed it. You said that out of your mouth, just like your father Jacob. He was a liar in the beginning, and he's a liar in the end. You can't speak for myself. I'm my own man. Now, do you agree that you did not? Well, I can't ask you a question right now. But I just want to say, you said that I believe in the Bible. When I started, I said I take and I learned from the Quran, I learned from the Bible, I learned from any source of information. I'm not pigtailed into one book because this is a universe of information. The word is not held in just one book, and especially not like a book called the Bible because it is an incomplete book, which means you and I both know, I believe we had this conversation, that you know that you don't have all the scrolls. So right now you guessing on conversation because your book don't have the complete scrolls. All of them aren't there. I'll yield.
Okay, so listen, here's my follow-up question. And I don't give a damn what you say. Everybody,
Well, why you asking me?
You get it, hey, brother. I'm speaking here, brother. I'm speaking. When you all get this, go back to the beginning of this video and watch this brother say he believes in the Bible. Okay, so that's that. So now my question to you is: the name of the debate is who is the chosen seed of Abraham? You have said it's Esau and it's Ishmael. These are two different lineages. So which one is it? Is it Esau or is it Ishmael? Go.
Hold on. You said there are two different lineages?
They are two different lineages, yes.
Okay, let me help you here. What is the essence of their lineage? Abraham. That is an elementary answer. You don't listen. No. You asked the question. Ishmael and Esau seeds met, and they come from Abraham. Now, here's the problem. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but you have to understand this and receive this part, brother, that everybody that comes down that bloodline of Jacob, Rebecca, David, they're murderers, they're killers, they're liars. And all through the Bible, it says it. But see, you're in that good spell and you're caught up in that. So therefore, what I'm saying to you, it can't fall on your hardened heart. You got to get up out of that thought process. Oh, wait, I'm not finished. Hold your tongue. Thank you, sir. You want me to respect? I'm going to respect. You respect me back. Now, I can't help it. Listen, bro, I answered the question.
YirMeYAH.
I answered the question. You know I answered the question. And listen, one thing about an answer to a question, if someone gives you the answer, I can't make you believe it. You know what I mean, brother? I'm the dude that's going to take the horse to the water. It's up to you to drink.
Okay.
Thank you for your philosophy.
Let's move on, brothers. Let's move on. So the thing is, this is the thing to both of y'all. You answer the question. Whatever the answer is what it is. Whether you accept the answer or not, allow the audience. The audience is going to ultimately decide. That's the thing. Before I give it back to Brother Daron to ask the next question, in between, I'm going to ask questions from the audience. That way we could just kill the proverbial two birds with one stone, if you will, right? Brother Daron, somebody asked real quick, and you can give a real quick answer, and the floor is yours. Somebody asked, who do you believe Esau is today? Like, what race of people or nation of people do you believe Esau is today? Do you have an answer for that?
Of course. Okay. And like I said, all praises are due to I, because I is my witness and my guide, and Daron knows nothing without I guiding myself. The children over here that have been in bondage for 465 years, we are those children that are the seeds. We are the children. We're the only people that have been in bondage for 400 years and in a land that's not of our own. And it is the children of Israel, okay? But what this brother can't do is he can't call the word Israel. Let me say that again. Israel is how he spells it. Israel. That is not Israel. That is Israel. What I come from is called Israel. Israel. Let's get it correct. So his pronunciation is off because his wicked masters that gave this word to him, they flipped the A and the E. So he can't call it Israel. Real spells real. All through this Bible, it spells Israel. How do they say it? The devil is in the details. Pay attention.
That's interesting. Okay, the floor is yours, Brother Daron, to ask YirMeYAH a question.
He can ask me a question. It's not a big deal. I didn't already late. I really don't have any questions for him.
All right, whatever y'all would like to do, no problem. Go ahead, go for it.
I mean, I would just really like to address something that you said. about the friendship of Ishmael and Isaac. And I would like to ask you, is it okay if I address your claim of their friendship?
Well, I don't have a problem with it. The only thing that I said that I believe, and this is myself because we weren't there, because it is noted in the Bible or in books, I could say that Abraham still kept a relationship with Ishmael. And
I agree
from my
with that.
knowledge and reading different books and stories and studying that Ishmael and Isaac did bury their father. So even if they hated each other, there had to be some kind of love for them to bury them together. So if you could show me somewhere where they said they hated, which I've never seen, if that's your stance. But if my father passes away and I have a brother and me and my brother don't get along, but we can come together to bury our father, then there's a commonality there, and that's love.
Okay, so I'm addressing the direct statement that you made that they loved each other, right?
That's my belief. That's my belief.
They was friends. They had a friendship amongst each other. I just want to address. Then we can yield the floor open to. So, family, for those that are watching, get your questions ready. I just want to address this, and then we can go to the questions, if that's okay with you, brother.
Sure. My stance is this, brother. Yeah, they don't need a friendship. They're blood related. That's his brother, no matter what. That's above a friend.
Can you tell us why was they separated? Why did Sarah request them to be separated?
Sure. You might not like the answer, but I'll give it to you. Now, on your side, you guys say that you say that Hagar was not married, but it does say in Genesis, I don't have the particular chapter. I got it. Huh?
I never said they wasn't married. I agree that they were married.
You never said Hagar wasn't. You believe Hagar and Abraham was married?
Yeah.
I respect that. I'm sorry, because in your chat room they said that they wasn't married. Okay, then I digress from that. No, I'm just saying I thought that was your belief. Okay, great. We're on the same page there. So now this is why Sarah knew that if Ishmael stayed there, he would be the next in line, because the seed was never in the beginning. It was never promised to Sarah. It was the seed was promised through Abraham. So wherever that resting place that seed would land is where the promise went. But Sarah, who was disobedient because she was barren and had no patience and forbearance, she passed the seed over. So if you want to talk about passing a birthright, that's how you would pass a birthright. You can't physically give up your birthright if you're living. If I'm your older brother and you're my younger brother, you can't get my birthright. I'm first and that's it. But if the seed had never landed in a resting place, then that seed gets to the rightful birthright. That's why Ishmael will forever be Isaac's older brother. Can't change that.
Well, no one is disputing that. I went into the scriptures and let you know that it's the Most High who willed it. It ain't what you think or what you feel. It don't matter. The Most High willed it. Now, I just want to address that relationship, if you don't mind, brother. Then we can yield the floor over. Right? So this is the book of Jasher. This is the book of Jasher, brothers and sisters. This is Jasher chapter 21, starting at the 13th verse, and it reads, "And when Isaac was 5 years old, he was sitting with Ishmael at the door of the tent. And Isaac came to Salakia, and Ishmael came to Isaac and set himself opposite to him. And he took the bow and drew it and put the arrow in it. Put the arrow in it and intended to slay Isaac." Doesn't sound like no friendship to me. It don't sound like no brother, buddy, I'll love you always friendship to me. And intended to slay Isaac, right? And Sarah saw the act which Ishmael desired to do to her son Isaac, and it grieved her exceedingly on account of her son. And she sent for Abraham and said to him, this is what you can find in the Bible, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for her son shall not inherit, her son shall not be heir with my son, for thus did he seek to do unto him this day. All right.
All right.
It
So
goes on
YirMeYAH.
to exactly what you can find in the Bible. I yield, man.
All right, brother.
Can I just get a hot second? Can I get a hot second on that?
Yeah.
All that stuff he was talking about, putting an arrow up and all that. I don't know where he got that story from. I mean, I read your Bible and it don't say any.
I just told you where I got it.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I mean. It's a remix version. Here's my point. That is not in the Bible, and you're the main one that wants to stay in the Bible. So that's why I stayed in the Bible. So that content you pretty much just made up. Somebody was about to. Let me explain something to you, brother. If Abraham is the father of that household, if his son did something, he would have addressed it. And he was crying when his son was leaving. He did not want Ishmael to leave. As a matter of fact, they got circumcised together. Not the circumcision of a penis, but they were talking about their hearts were the same.
Okay. So now with that being said, brothers, I want to hold on a second. We have a caller calling in. Maccabees TV. State your name, where you're calling from, and then also I want to know who your question is addressed to. So go for it.
Shalom, family. This is Sister Ariel calling from New Jersey. I have a question for Daron. I just want to understand his breakdown or what he feels about Romans 9 and 7 through 9.
Can you read it, sister? Because I don't know what it says.
Okay. Well, it says in Romans 9, verse 7 through 9, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they the children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. This is they which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. For this is the word of promise, at this time I will come, and Sarah shall have a son.
Okay, Sarah did have a son, which was Isaac, but the issue, what happened was they had fraternal twins. Here's the situation. They were fraternal twins. When you have fraternal twins, they're two different seeds. And huh? Oh, I thought she said.
She said she has fraternal twins, so she kind of understands. She understands she has fraternal twins as well. But Daron, go ahead, answer the question. Go ahead.
Okay, so they have fraternal twins. So one seed is one way from they're split, obviously. So when Esau comes, he's coming through that seed for Abraham, because remember, Rebecca was given a promise as well as Abraham. So now you have Jacob. Jacob is the promise of not Abraham, but yet of Sarah. And then you notice that Rebecca comes in and steals the promise to Esau, because Isaac loved Esau. Isaac was preparing to bless him. It was said that way. So if Isaac's going to bless you, why would he tell him to go out and kill this this game, then come back and prepare it so I can prepare you for your next step? I mean, it plainly says that, but not because it didn't happen because Rebecca jumped in. She came right through the promise and put herself in there. And then she said, okay, my son Jacob, you do this, get dressed, I'll fix the food. All of this is trickery. That was never meant to happen. Isaac was a blind man, if you didn't know that. So it wasn't as if he could see his son. And you heard in the story that Jacob said, he's going to be mad at me. He's going to count me as a deceiver. And the mother's still coercing him. Go, 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 go. That's not what a mother's supposed to do. A mother's supposed to raise a child up right. She's not supposed to tell him to do wrong. She's supposed to show him the right way in life. Now, if the blessing is from Rebecca, then Rebecca should have been the blessing, because she even told Jacob, I'll take the curse. She can't take his curse. A curse is a curse. He did it just like she did it, so they're both cursed.
All right, brother Daron. Sister, I'm gonna let you have the last word. I gotta take some more calls. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead. What do you want to say to that?
Okay, well, I just wanted to say that made entirely no sense at all, and I just wanted to add in the fact that if she was not supposed to be doing that as a mother, here he had to do the blessings of her son prior to him even being born, and which son it was supposed to go to, and prior to his father dying or being on his deathbed, Esau already ate that rare meat, you know, and like the scripture says, he was hairy. He had to put on, you know, hairy attire for his father to feel him. Now, any so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American man, they be having some smooth, nice brown skin. Now, if you go see a white person, they're like animals. So, with that being said, I mean, that pretty much describes the two different nations that were in thy womb. And if you go read Genesis, maybe you should probably go read that whole book since, you know, 25, you know, read all of it. But, you know, you clearly don't have a very good understanding. But if you did, you would know that even before all of that, the blessing was to go to Jacob and not Esau. We're not doing any wrong or right. It wasn't about what he did. It wasn't about how he got the blessing. It didn't matter. It was already his prior to that, before he did any right or wrong. That's what that scripture is talking about. So you guys have a great night. Shalom, family. I love you all, and I appreciate you.
Thank you for calling in, sis. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. Brothers, let's try to...
Hey, brother, real quick, brother. Real quick, brother, let me just say something real quick. She has a misunderstanding of what that is about that. The hairy is us now. We carry the beards and the locks and stuff like that. So that's the hairy that they're talking about, because you can see the facial hair. When you see the Caucasian man, he doesn't have facial hair most times. They're shaven people, and they're smooth, fair-skinned people. She has no concept of understanding what that means. I never said his body. You know, I'm not sure if it did say his body. Could have. I don't remember. But it was referring to us as a hairy. You see the brothers with beards and stuff like that now, and the locks. That's the hairy side of it. The Caucasian man is the one that shaved.
No.
Right? Remember I said this. That book, The Gospel, if you look it up, it also means good spell. So I understand, myself understands that this book has put a spell on the people, because this book has been here for years, and you guys still have not found the right way.
Understood. All right, family. I'm not now. I'll let y'all brothers build, but we're gonna cut some of these short to allow the people to ask their questions.
Yes, sir.
And when y'all are ready to stop the people calling in, we will. Okay. Maccabees TV, you're live on the air. What's your name and who is your question directed towards?
Shalom, family. This is Cashiel. I just got a quick question for the brother, brother Daron, right? First
Daron.
Real quick, so I can get an understanding. What source are you using to substantiate your doctrine? Like, what, since you believe that the Bible is not the doctrine to substantiate to, what is it that you substantiate, so I can get a better understanding, so I can follow up with my question?
Well, as I stated earlier, I said that the Bible has truths in it as well as lies. All books have truths and lies in them. So if I'm studying something and I see the truth in it, then I'm going to respect the truth of it. But I'm going to also reject the lie in it. And all the other stuff is within innately from myself studying and reading the words and learning the meanings of the words. And it's like a puzzle putting it together, just like if I'm reading the Quran, just like if I'm reading a regular book. It's the way of comprehension. And my mind, and what I'm trying to say to you, my mind does not conceive all of this murder to bring forth for Christ. I just can't see it. I can't see all this deceit. Like if you really step away from what you've been believing, and it's hard. Trust and believe. It's hard because all our lives we've been given a book from the slave masters through our ancestors. So this book, you didn't just pick this book up. It was given, because at first you couldn't even go into the Bible. It was hidden from you then. So now that's why I said earlier, they brought you over here on a ship named Jesus. Now they're giving you a Bible and they're giving you the name Jesus. Either way, you're being trapped with the word, with the name Jesus.
All right, Daron.
And that's all I'm saying. I think beyond the book. I'm not trapped in the book. In the Quran, they have a passage where they say, "Oh ye the book," or "Oh book people." They're talking about Christians, Hebrew Israelites, people that are locked into that book. That book does not always tell the truth. I had a statement. Huh?
1 second, guys. Let's try to be a little more concise. He has a follow-up question for you, Daron. Go ahead, brother.
All right, so this is the thing. The Bible is a book filled with prophecies, right? So that's one thing that we cannot negate, refute, or even put in mute, right? So the first thing is you're talking about the language. If you read the Bible, you understand that the people that first inhabited the Americas were the Northern Kingdom per the scriptures, who today are the Seminole indigenous Indians in the so-called Hispanic land. That can be substantiated with anthropology, history, Bible prophecies, plethora of different resources, even to Christopher Columbus with a plethora of his writing as well. So I'm just trying to get you to understand that a lot of the stuff that you're saying is not Bible. The end-time prophecy specifically says that Jesus Christ is going to return and he's going to reunite the nation of Israel into one nation. There's no possible way that Esau can be anybody else that you're talking about other than the so-called white man, simply because of what the prophecy states. So I'm just really confused as to a lot of the rhetoric that you're spouting out, because you don't stand with 10 toes on specific doctrine. Any other book literally tells you that Israel is the chosen nation. You go into the Apocrypha, Salaki, you go into the unholy Quran, and that book itself tells you that the chosen nation is Israelite. You go into the book of Psalms, it tells you that Ishmaelite took a crafty counsel against Israel with Edom, and a bunch of different other nations. So there's no part that you're using a book that contradicts literally what you're perpetuating right now, this rhetoric you're speaking of.
Right. Okay. So, King, I'm gonna let you go. Just listen to his answer on the live right now. I appreciate you calling in. Most High bless you, King. Shalom. All right. So,
first of all,
Daron, I'm gonna allow you to respond. Just try not to, because I got calls coming.
I'll make it real quick.
Yeah, sure. No, go ahead.
All right. First of all, I'm reading out the Bible. The whole time I quoted passages, so I'm not sure if you just tuned on or what you were doing, but I never went outside your Bible. But the way that myself explained it was contrary to what you are used to hearing. See, you have to understand. You talk about things that happened that happened in the past, but in Revelations, it's a statement that says, "I make all things new." So that book you have, you don't have the whole truth, and it baffles myself that anyone can try to stand on a book that you don't have the scrolls on, and you have parts of the scrolls, and try to make it infallible. That baffles my mind. How can you give me 20 pages when you know it's 20 other pages and try to tell me, but you got to believe this? If you want to believe it, that is your choice. Okay? Myself will never tell you what to believe and what not to believe. Like I said, I bring the word, I drop the seed, and that's it.
YirMeYAH, real quick, this is for you. It was coming from the audience until I get another call coming in. The book of Jasher is controversial in the Israelite community. As you know, people are asking you, is the book of Jasher now a source? So do you want to give a quick commentary or quick answer to the people as far as you're concerned? What is your stance on the book of Jasher?
Yes, my primary source is the Bible. All right. So if I'm reading, it doesn't matter if I'm reading Babylon and Timbuktu, if I'm reading Hebrewism in Western Africa, if I'm reading Nature Knows No Color Line, it doesn't matter what book I'm reading, the Bible is my primary source. So if I'm looking at the text in which I'm reading and it's lining up with the scriptures, because you can line up that passage verbatim outside from the point about the bow, right, with the Bible, exactly what it said. So I use it. The Bible's my primary source, but I read other books as well.
Understood. All right. I'm just calling someone back that was calling us. They were calling us, so I want to get them on the line. Do you guys, YirMeYAH, you have any questions for Daron in the meantime, while I'm trying to get this person back? Anybody else want to call in? Make sure y'all. Okay, they're not answering. Make sure you get that like.
I do have a statement. That was kind of interesting. Your own community came back and questioned your book, and that's one of the things that I talk about. Like it's the same thing in churches too. You go to one church, they'll say one thing. You go to another church, they'll say another thing. It happens all over the place. When you don't have the truth, then all kinds of stuff will be stirred up. That's where the confusion I was talking about came from, within your own camp.
I don't know what you're talking about within my own camp. This is worldwide. People are asking questions from all over. I don't know these people. What are you talking about, man?
They were talking they were talking like a Hebrew Israelite. They said, do we use that book now?
Listen, brother.
I'm just making a statement.
No, don't try to do that. I have a question for you. How do you try to justify when the scripture clearly says that the chosen people are the children of Israel? How do you argue against that? How do you check? Because
sure.
Once you get outside of once you get outside of Genesis, without a shadow of a doubt, it talks about no one else but the children of Israel.
Yes, sir. And I explained to you earlier, I believe in Israel. I don't believe in Israel. And I explained that. You cannot call Israel Israel. See, you never planned because you didn't know that Israel was coming, because Israel is who you call. See, why? Let me ask you this question. Why? Let me ask you a question. Why if it's Israel, why do you keep saying Israel? I told you how to say it.
Listen, what is the Hebrew name? What is the Hebrew name for Israel?
It means the God of war. Let me see.
No, it doesn't.
Give me a second. Give me a second. You asked me a question. Let me see where I found it at.
I'm asking you, what is the ancient? The Bible is translated from Hebrew, correct?
Brother, I don't know if that's what y'all do. Like I said, that's not my thing.
Translated from Hebrew.
It's also translated from Greek, I'm sorry, Greek translates to in it.
I'm talking about the book of Genesis, the so-called Old Testament. Is it translated from Hebrew? Yes or no?
Yeah, I do believe so, because
okay.
Genesis was written by, let me finish. Let me bruh. Genesis was written by Moses, so yeah, I would go there.
Let me jump in. Sorry to cut your wisdom, YirMeYAH, but we got the calls coming in. In between the calls, y'all can pick up that conversation. So last thing that Daron said was that Moses wrote Genesis. We'll come back to that. I have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name and who you referring your question to, if you don't mind?
I think this is Chocolate City Girl. My question would be to Daron. That's his name?
Daron, yes. Daron.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No problem.
I have two questions. One is, what is your purpose of defending the?
You said, what is my purpose of defending?
And my second question to you is, how could Esau be the chosen when he sold his birthright to Jacob for food, stew?
Okay.
He despised his birthright. So how could he be chosen? The chosen one.
Now the first question I didn't understand, but I wasn't sure how you formatted it. But the second one I can answer, because I understood what you're asking me on that one. First of all, you cannot sell your birthright. Okay? No one can sell a birthright because it wasn't our right to our birth. Our mother and our fathers brought us here. The birthright is coming through the canal that was sent through whom I call whom is the Most High. So that's who gives the birthright. We all have a birthright. So therefore, when you come, the only reason why they have what is called a birth certificate, but our birthright is our nature to be here. So I can't sell you my birthright. It's impossible. But these books bring in trickery, and they want you to believe that you can sell a birthright. And furthermore, how are you going to sell a man's essence and existence for a little bowl of lentils? It makes no sense. And for people to believe that, and say, okay, yeah, this man's going to give up everything he has, his whole being, for some porridge or some lentils. I mean, if you want to believe that, like I said, if you want to believe that, but like I always say, our people are lost because we don't use the reason, the faculty of reason. It makes no sense, but this Bible has us caught up in this. Like I said, this ain't a debate, because that's devil's bait. This is a brother and sister discussion. We having family discussion. That's all this is. This ain't no debate. So every and any question is welcome. But I didn't understand your first one. I hope I answered your second.
Okay, you said, okay, I get that. You can't sell it. Okay, he gave it away. He gave
That's
it
the same thing.
He gave it. No, selling and giving someone something is two different things. He just gave it to him because he was starving. He gave it to him. He despised it, his birthright anyway. He didn't care for it. So my question was, how could he be the chosen one, whether you believe in the doctrine or not? How could he be the chosen one when the Bible and the Quran, regardless if you subscribe to either or, always talking about the children or Jacob, the children of Israel? It never talks about Ishmael. It never talks about Esau. It talks about the children of Israel. It talks about Jacob.
Okay, I got you. Look at it in this manner. Tell me this. If that birthright was sold, then why was Isaac just about to bless him when he sent him out? Why is that? If he sold it, then he only called Esau because he said, I'm about to die. And when you're about to die, that means you're putting the next one who is the heir in line. So if he's about to die, you don't hear him call. It says he only called Esau. So it cannot, listen to me, sister. He could not have sold it. He can't sell it. He can't give it away. You can't give your birthright away. Now, what you can do is you can fall asleep on it, which we've done as a people. And that's why we're captive over here, because we had fell asleep over there when they came in and switched this doctrine on us and then brought us here. And we've been here for 465 years. But this is the day of the awakening. This is the day of the awakening.
Hey, there's a difference between the blessing.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Go ahead, YirMeYAH. You were saying something? Go ahead, brother.
There's a difference between the blessing and the promise. Okay, he sold his birthright is different from the promise that was given from Abraham to continue on the line that the Messiah is to come through. Those are two different things, brother. Your birthright is the portion of inheritance that you're going to receive. Don't have nothing to do with continuing on the line of the righteous seed of Abraham. Those are two different things.
All right, so
I'm glad you said that statement. It makes it perfect for what I want to say to you.
Well, before you guys go back, Daron, before you guys go back and forth, let the sister have the last word. Let's get her off the phone and y'all can continue your conversation. So, sister, pretty girl, go ahead. That last word, okay?
Okay, last word. When I get off the phone, you can finish it up. Okay. Why are you fighting so hard for people that has done our people so wrong for so many decades? That's it. I appreciate you guys.
What is she talking about?
For having me on and having this discussion. May the Most High bless you all. Shalom.
Shalom. All right. So
real quick, brother. I have no idea what she's talking about. Fighting for some people.
Well, see, that's
listen to me. Listen.
Daron,
man, this is crazy.
Daron, if I could, I'll explain to you what she meant. Daron,
I understand what she thought she meant, but that ain't. She put myself in that equation. Is what I'm saying.
Well, let the brother explain for the viewers, bro.
If I took. Listen, this is between me and the sister and the moderator. You wasn't even asked the question. Hold on.
I'm saying let Elder Daniel.
Listen, y'all. If I said I understand what she meant, then I understood what she meant. I got that part. You're not the moderator. You like me. You ain't got no rank here.
Hey man, look, brother.
Nah, because you keep jumping like you gonna tell me what to do, and I keep telling you that's not how it works, bro. I keep telling you that. So stop.
Hold on, brothers.
Just stop, bro. That's why the moderator here, because you don't have patience.
Hold on. Let's keep
right,
it.
But me and you was telling me something. I was explaining to you. I know what she meant.
Coming in, brothers. I got a call coming in. Let's deal with the calls, right? Let's stay in the spirit. Both of y'all.
I want to answer that question though. I want to.
All right, no problem. So, caller, I want you to hold on a second. Caller, hold on a second. 1 second, guys. All right, caller, you are on the line. I want you to hold on a second. Daron, finish your statement, and then we're gonna bring the caller on. Hold on 1 second. Go.
Yes, sir. For her to make a statement that I am fighting for the Caucasian man makes no sense. I am a brother that is here for my brothers and sisters. This is who I'm talking to when I'm speaking. I'm not here fighting for anyone but my people who have been enslaved for 465 years. I just wanted to put that out there because she said something, and I just wanted to make sure she understood that is not the case. So whatever, because you're believing that Esau is thought to be the Caucasian man, when really Esau is Jacob, but you can't even see that. So we definitely have a difference of opinion or of beliefs on that.
All right, we got a caller on the line. Caller, your background is kind of loud, so I'm hoping they can hear you because I could barely hear you. What's your name and who is your question directed to?
My name is Zephaniah Habak, and my question is for Daron. Okay, it's not really a question; it's a statement. Like I'm continually hearing him getting caught up in saying that Jacob stole the birthright or Jacob stole the blessing. What he's missing is Esau was never ordained to receive the blessing. So whatever went on, whatever trickery happened or whatever went down, the fact that Jacob got the blessing, that was something ordained from the Most High. And he's calling us Esau when I don't know where he read in the Bible where Esau was prophesied to go into captivity in a land that wasn't their own. You read the book of Baruch out of the Apocrypha, anywhere in the Bible will tell you that Jacob was the only one, or Israel was the only one prophecy to go into captivity. Now, where he's getting the stuff that he's reading, I have no idea, but he's not getting it out of the Bible. That's a lie. I'm telling you right now, he's not getting that garbage that he's reading out of the Bible. And that's my thought.
Okay, Lord. All right, so I'm gonna let you go. Listen to his answer. All praise to the Most High. Thanks for the call. All right, King.
Shalom.
Yes.
Shalom.
All right. Here's the thing. First of all, the heir. Here's the thing. Esau was the heir. He was the firstborn. So if all through the beginning, it was like, okay, Sarah's seed is going to be the promised child. So now here comes Isaac. Okay, you get that one. Now all of a sudden here comes Rebecca. She has 2 seeds. Now the first child, like Ishmael was the first child. Now here we go again. Their history is repeating itself again. Here come the other first child. Everybody knows that the heir is to receive a double portion of the throne. Everybody knows that. So again, here's this mystery God or this mystery Lord or whatever you want to call, keep flipping the way that the life is ordained. The first seed is the heir. I don't care if it's a bondswoman. I don't care who it is. If the father has the child and that's the first seed, he is the heir. So all of this because God ordained it. That's what you got caught up in. It ain't the God you think it is that's telling you that. Remember, Satan is in the book also. So you've been flipped and turned upside down, thinking that that God that you call in the right one is the wrong one. That's the one that keeps stealing and changing the order. Again, the order of alignment. There is nowhere in this universe where we're from that when the first child is born, he's next in line. But for some reason, when Ishmael comes, no, that can't be him. Here comes Esau. Now we go Sarah's route because you didn't want to go Hagar's route. So now we go Sarah's route. Now all of a sudden, oh no, it ain't the firstborn again. You keep changing. You keep trying to pull the rug from underneath the people's feet. Stop it. Stop it. You fighting for people You don't even know who you fighting for. They got you caught up in their mess, and you think you doing the right thing when you really doing the wrong thing.
Okay. So now I got to, YirMeYAH, hold on a second. I'm going to give you guys the floor. YirMeYAH, I'm going to let you go first. I got a question from the audience pertaining to that story, right? So I want to ask both of you brothers to address specifically the portion of that story that hasn't been spoken about yet on this call. According to the story, and I'm reading what somebody wrote. According to the story, the children were struggling together in Rebecca's stomach, and Rebecca went to see a prophet, which was what they call, the Bible calls a seer. And the seer told her that the second child was actually the chosen and not the first. That's what the prophet told her in the story. So it was always intended for Jacob to be the heir and for Esau not to be the heir. And the prophet prophesied that before the children were born. And so the story played out where Esau actually gave up his birthright so that the prophecy could be fulfilled. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you first, YirMeYAH, to address that. And then Brother Daron, I'll come to you.
Well, I mean, he's talking about confusion and worshiping some other God. But the thing is, if we go with his narrative, we should not be talking about Esau at all. Because according to him, we should be dealing with Ishmael. If Ishmael is the oldest, then we should be dealing with Ishmael and whoever Ishmael's son is, and then Ishmael's son's son, and then Ishmael's son's son. Why are you even talking about Esau if we're going with your narrative that the oldest is supposed to get the birthright? Why are you talking about Esau at all, brother? You shouldn't be. You should be talking about Ishmael. You have been talking to me in a back chat this entire time. Nothing. All you spoke about was Ishmael. Now you get on here and you want to go on a Esau campaign. Then you contradict your own self. You contradict your own self, even through your own logic. That is ridiculous, man. All right. So now, according to what you just asked about the birthright and the promise of that's exactly right. We're dealing with a people who have a personal connection with their creator, right? And these people are being told things through messengers, things that come to pass, the things that actually come to pass. She was told there was 2 in her womb, and guess what? Behold, there were 2 in her womb. Said these 2 nations would be separated, all right? 2 manners of people is in thy womb. And they're warring in the womb. They are at war with each other. These people are not friends. This man just said 5 minutes ago, talking about Esau is Jacob. This man is confused. He's dealing with a bunch of philosophy. He's philosophizing the Bible. He's trying to damn make up stories. And Esau is Jacob and Esau. Show me the prophecy where Esau was supposed to go on cargo slave ships and be brought to America. Show me that. Show me that. And you can't. So the Bible and the prophecies concerning what was supposed to happen to Rebecca, she was told this. She had an understanding and a revelation from the Most High concerning the children that was in her womb. And this is why, thus leaning towards her favorite, which was the one that was chosen by God. I yield.
First of all, I'm sorry. First of all, I never said Esau was Jacob. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know. Esau was Jacob.
Go back and watch this video.
No. Listen, I don't need you to talk. Listen, calm down.
YirMeYAH.
Again.
Go back. YirMeYAH.
And again. Why would I say Esau was Jacob when I've been calling Jacob the Satan himself? That makes no sense. I mean, what you're saying, again, like I notice every time we talk, when you can't figure something out, you want to wage an attack at myself and say I said something. And I implore you again, go back and listen to the tape. That is ridiculous for myself to say Esau is Jacob. I mean, that don't even make sense. But you said that. So when you play this back, that's cool. But anyway, now you said I should be coming through the narrative of Ishmael. I don't have a problem coming through the narrative of Ishmael because I did come through that narrative of Ishmael when I showed you that Esau and Ishmael's daughter one of his daughters, Malahana, I think her name, Mahan, had a child together. So I am in that lineage. So I don't know what you're talking about. See, the problem is, and you said that I was just talking about Ishmael. I wasn't just talking about Ishmael. We only talked a couple of times. Don't sit here and talk like we've been boys for 20 years and I've explained, you know who I am, and I've explained my life to you. We probably talked a total of 3. I'm talking.
YirMeYAH,
I'm talking. I'm talking. I'm talking, bro. Relax.
I don't give a damn about being
Look, here it go. Here it go.
years.
Here it go. Hey, Myra, can you put a muzzle on that for me?
Hold on. Wait. YirMeYAH, wait.
Know or something, brother.
YirMeYAH. You gotta. I get it, YirMeYAH. I get it. You fiery, but you gotta. I know. I understand, and I understand when he be passionate, but you gotta let him finish. Daron, finish real quick because I do have a caller on the line, so I want to.
Yeah. All I was saying was this brother talking about all I talked about in this back chat. They have this thing called the Lions Den, and it's something up Babylon something, and we talked. But it's no format. Everybody's over talking everybody. It's not a chance where you can really get into it and express what it is you want to talk about. So he never even got to that side of this conversation. And I know his feelings probably hurt because he thought I was going to just come in and talk about Ishmael. That's not my fault. Just like he couldn't be patient just now. That's what happens when I'm sitting there talking to him. You try to explain something. Without a moderator, brother, I wouldn't even get a word in, or we'd be going back and forth. It happens all the time. But as I said, Ishmael and Esau, he never saw Esau coming. You know what they say? He planned and I plans. That's all. Don't plan next time.
Excellent. Okay. Maccabees TV, state your name and who's your question directed towards, please.
Yo, is that me, P? Am I on?
Yes, you're on.
Yes, priest. How you doing, bro? I'm Andrew Harris in the chat.
Okay.
Listen to this. Check this out. Okay, I got some points written down here. So, sorry if the volume is a bit low. There's a major problem with this debate. Why? I don't want to mix up his name. Daron. He doesn't believe in all of the Bible. So, why continue? That's the first point. Everything after that, we're guessing, right? So, this brother made so many things, said so many things, which are against what the Bible says. For example, Rebecca lying about deceiving Isaac about the son, about Jacob getting the blessing. But God is the one who spoke to her and said that Jacob was going to get the blessing. He doesn't believe the Bible. Then we look at, like, the Bible says that Esau is the wicked and Jacob is the actual chosen elect, but he doesn't believe the Bible, so it gets swayed away. So this whole thing is a total waste of time because he does not believe in the Bible, right? So where do we go from there? You can't go anywhere. And then we get you, Daron.
Daron.
Bro, Daron. You wrote your own Bible. It has to be. Right? It doesn't make any sense. And you're here smirking. Bro, to me, I'm looking at you. You're like you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be wasting your time with us. Right? And matter of fact, when people replay this tape, they will hear you say that Esau is Jacob. I heard it. And see, I'm looking at you smiling, and I'm telling you, the vibe that's coming off of you, it ain't a good one, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of us are watching. Right, and I'm going to leave you guys with this. I'm going to leave you with this one thing. Okay, it says that in the last days we're going to have scoffers. I know one thing. I know who we are, and I know the devil's coming down hard on us on the last days. And you give me all of that vibe, my brother. You actually, I'm sorry I called you my brother because you ain't not from here, bro. All right, so that's it. And if you want to address that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the phone and you can address all of those points because this handset is a bit low. And Priest, I want to thank you very much for this. And I want to hear what this guy has to say. Once again, it's pointless because you don't believe the whole Bible. You believe some of it. So how the hell do we debate all of it when you don't believe most of it and you write your own version of it. All right, I'm going to close the phone now, and I want to thank you all. And yeah, I want to hear your
Thank you.
Thanks very much. All right, B?
All right. Yo, Andrew, thanks for calling, King. Most I bless you.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, Daron.
Sure. Now
that was a tough one, Daron. So I really want to hear what you got to say about that. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Sure. First of all, if he said I said Esau, and the brother said I Esau and Jacob, that would have been a misspoke quote, because never would I call Esau and Jacob. I have to go back and listen to that. When you're in passion, sometimes you can get passionate and say something, but I don't myself highly believes that is not true. But you know, and all through my entire conversation. So if something like that did occur, then that was definitely a misquote. Let me clear that up. You know, this isn't edited. This is live. So, but you'll never hear anywhere throughout that conversation besides what they're claiming. You know, when I'm speaking, I'm talking from my heart. So sometimes I can just blank out and just say what's in my heart. But never would Esau and Jacob be the same. They're fraternal twins. I've already said that. They're not even identical. So that's obvious that I'm not saying that they're the same. Secondly, this gentleman was just telling me that why speak to myself, because I don't even believe in the whole Bible. Right. Myself does not believe in the whole Bible. I said that from the beginning, because there's lies in the Bible. Let me put this out there. This is the mysticism and the spookism that is a problem when the Bible is talking. When you tell me all through the Bible that Abraham's seed, okay, then it's going to go to Isaac's seed. Okay, that means Abraham slept with Sarah. Now, Sarah brings Isaac. Now, Isaac sleeps with Rebecca. Okay, that brings Esau and Jacob. Now, they split at this given time. One goes one way, another goes another way. Now, if you're claiming that this bloodline that you're talking about, which you need the agency of a male and a female, and it goes through up into David, and then we have who you claim was the Messiah, was the Christ. This is your claim. And then I've read, as in Luke, and I think it's in Matthew, it talks about the genealogy of Jesus. Now, a female can't carry a seed by herself. She needs the agency of a man. So, per your book, you state that Joseph is not Jesus's father. Now, if Joseph, who is in the house of David, okay, that's where the bloodline comes from. The male carries the bloodline, the seed, the sperm, it travels that way. Now, all of a sudden, here comes this Mary you speak of, and she's spoken to by an angel, and this angel tells her she has a child in her, but there's no man there. Well, you can't claim Abraham's seed then, because you didn't use Joseph or anybody down that lineage, Jacob, Abraham, whomever. You didn't use any. And you can't say that Mary is, which she is part of the house of David, but the seed, she doesn't have the seed of David in her. A female does not carry the seed. She is the resting place for the seed. So your whole theory of that is completely debunked. So if you want to know why I discount that book, that is why. When you tell me that a female can have a child by a man, without a man, then we have an issue. And then you claim to the seed. Your whole claim and preface is to a seed that's not even there. Jesus' genealogy, per your conversation, should be God and Jesus. Daron, that's it. There's no father there.
Daron, can you hear me?
Yes,
Daron,
sir.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
All right, for some reason, I don't know what it is. Your connection all of a sudden got really choppy. I don't know what it is. It could be my end. I don't. No. You were speaking good, but like that last minute, it just started. You started to sound like a. When you go back and watch it, you'll hear it. There's no reason for me to say it if it wasn't.
No. I'm not saying you personally. I'm talking about. I'm talking about force. But I got you. But I can basically. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Am I clear to you now?
Yeah, you're clear to me now. So I want you to close it out.
Let me just touch that up. let me just touch what I was saying. That's all. I'll make it real short. All I was saying is that if you're claiming to be Abraham's seed and you're going all up this genealogy with a man, with a female, female, male, female, male, female, all the way up. And then when it gets to the Christ, the Messiah, there's no man there. So if there's no man there, that's sperm. That's the seed. So how can you claim that man 2,000 years ago to the house of David if you don't use Joseph? All I was saying is Mary cannot carry a seed unless a man puts it in her. And I assure you, this God you speak of ain't that spooky to place a seed in a female.
What they got to do with who's the chosen seed of Abraham, man? What are you talking about, man?
Both of you guys choppy. Slow back.
If you was listening, brother, I was answering the brother's question on why it wasn't into the book.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do, family, because it's getting late. I have to get up early in the morning. So what I want to do is I want to take time to get a closing statement from each of you brothers. First of all, I want to thank both of you brothers for coming on a Sunday night. We know there's a lot of stuff going on. The majority of people, their minds are elsewhere with what's going on with the whole Kobe Bryant thing, as y'all know, the Grammys, etc.
Yes,
so, but you brothers took some time to come on here, right? And you brothers took some time to come on here and actually edify the people, and a lot of them will come and watch it a little bit later, if not today. So this will go out. I want to ask everybody that's in the chat, if you haven't already hit the like button, please hit the like button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you brothers. How long do you brothers want to give your closing statements? Y'all brothers want 3 minutes, 5 minutes? What? YirMeYAH saying
2 is fine.
2 minutes?
Yeah, I probably won't even use that.
Okay, so Daron, since YirMeYAH went first, I'm going to give you opportunity to close out first and say whatever you want to say, including how people could contact you if they want more information. So go for it.
Sure. First, my Facebook page is him coming. If you want to leave a message on there, that's perfectly fine. I would appreciate it. The only thing that I would implore that people do that we don't do when reading the book is use common sense. I understand that this Bible has done a work on our people. And look the word up, gospel. I assure you, it means G-O space, there's a dot there, and then S-P-E-L, go spell. It also means a good spell. There is no such thing as a good spell. But from some of the phone calls I got in, I'm well aware that that it's doing a good job. I definitely do see that. So like I said earlier, this has never been a debate for myself. I'm not debating the brother. Not at all. I'm trying to show him something that he cannot see. And those that are watching it cannot see. If you really listen to what was said, there is no righteous creator that is going to accept all of this switching and stealing and murdering and coveting. It just does not make sense. I'm a man of peace. So therefore, if I'm looking for the Israel, I-S-R-E-A-L, then I want it to sound and look the same. I-S-R-A-E-L is not Israel. The brother didn't even want to address that because what I said was true. All through your Bible, it says Israel. So please stop saying Israel. You're messing up the language. And because you are so high strung on language, I would think you wouldn't mess up the pronunciation of your foundation. I yield.
Thank you, Brother Daron, for coming on. I
Yes,
appreciate you. So with that being said, I'm going to allow YirMeYAH to give his closing statements. YirMeYAH, the floor is yours whenever you're ready.
Well, I want to say peace and blessings to Maccabees TV. Shout out to the Lions Den. The champ has brought another win under his belt. Clearly, this brother don't understand the Bible. He don't understand. It's too much. He has not sat down at the feet of any elders or any teachers. He has sat alone and have violated the scriptures in private interpretation. That's this brother's problem. This brother is claiming to be a teacher, but he's never had a teacher. You understand? This is the problem, family. What we have to do is we have to humble ourselves and be taught. We have to run these ideas around someone who's more experienced, someone who's more seasoned in this truth to help guide us through some of the loopholes of confusion that we're going to come across based upon the language. This brother has a language barrier. This brother took about Israel, Israel, Israel. Listen, man, everybody all across the world say Kwam Yasha Allah. Why? Because we are Yasha Allah. That's who we are. That's what Israel mean in the Hebrew, man. All that goes out the window. That's garbage. You talking about I haven't how to address it. That is garbage. That's no different than the conscious Kemet community talking about ISIS, Ra, and El stand for Israel. What do you do when that name is removed and you have to stand on Yasha Allah? That's a bunch of nonsense, man. This man does not understand linguistics at all. He does not study. He does not go into the Hebrew. He does not go into the Greek. He's a philosopher. That's what he is. He philosophizes the scripture. Oh, brother, I think this, and then piecing this up and this, that, and the third, and then casting off things that don't fit his narrative. Do your own research, family. Go into the Hebrew, right? Go into, it tells us, and I'll end it with this, man. I'll end it with this. This is Sirach chapter in the Apocrypha, right? This is Sirach in the prologue. It says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small differences, man. This brother needs to study and he needs to get under some leadership, man. This man is confused. He believes the Bible contradicts itself. We stand on this book. We don't give a damn if you agree with us or not, all right? We put our lives on the line every week on the streets preaching this gospel that the 12 tribes is going to rise, and we don't give a damn if you like it, love it, understand it, believe it or not. Kwam Yashala, I yield the floor.
Fantastic. Thank y'all, brothers, both for coming. Hey, Chocolate City Girl, real quick. You do know what Fort Lauderdale, February 6th through the 9th, sister. You do know that. So I don't know where you at in Florida. But if you close by, make sure you come through to the summit, Chocolate City Girl. Daron, YirMeYAH.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for coming on. Just hold tight 1 second. Family, thank y'all for watching Maccabees TV. Make sure you brothers and sisters subscribe. If you're not subscribed, make sure you share this video. I appreciate y'all watching tonight, as I said.
Hit the vote, man, on the side, man. Let's hear from the people, man.
All right, what I want everybody to do in the chat, this is what I want you to do real quick before we go. It's only right. YirMeYAH is correct. If you think that Daron won the debate, you put 1 in the chat. If you think YirMeYAH won the debate, put 2 in the chat. Let's see those numbers. 1 for Daron, 2 for YirMeYAH. Let's see those numbers in the chat. Let's see the numbers in the chat. 1 for Daron, 2 for YirMeYAH. All right, we seeing them 2s coming through strong. The people have spoken. It is what it is. Real quick, Daron, just so you know, I got a request from a brother that was reaching out to me. The Sakari camp, they want you, one of the brothers from that camp was saying he wants you guys to come over to their platform and also do a debate over there. Would you be willing?
Let's talk about that in the background.
Okay, no problem.
And, yeah, and the only other thing I would say, it was a good conversation, brother. I appreciate you, and brother Maccabee, I appreciate you.
Yes.
But you know, sometimes when you're in somebody's house, it's all right. I understand. But you know what? It was never about a win or losing myself anyway. At the end of the day, it was about putting a platform down to get out the word to the people.
Right, and this is nobody's house. This is a neutral platform. So I feel like I dealt with you both fairly, as I always do when they debate, and I allow the people.
No, I mean the community wise, but no, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Understood. All right, family, that's what it do. You brothers, hold on 1 second. That's what it do, family.
Peace and blessings,
We will
everyone.
see y'all, and peace and blessings to everybody. We will see y'all on the next edition of Maccabees TV. It's your brother Priest Daniel, Alliance of Israel Maccabees Alliance Council. If you are in the Florida area, Fort Lauderdale, or anywhere close by, the summit is February 6th to the 9th. If you don't have the information, hit me up. Hit me up on the comment board. I'll give it to you.
Hey, real quick, man, announcement, man. Be on the lookout for more debates coming from the Lion's Den. Shout out to Information Age, Black Jesus Radio, FOPE, all the other brothers and the other platforms, man, that we got that is partnering up with us, man. Be on the lookout for the Royal DNA concert, March 22nd, man. Shalom, family.